Never lived in a place before where the average stranger has more interest in what I'm doing than my parents ever did. There's a lot of that here. Like, people are just really fascinated with other people. Most other cities I've lived in, how's this camel roar going? Ooh. Most other cities I've lived in are kind of the, I mean, you know, it's a city. You know what cities are, don't you? But usually people leave you the fuck alone. It's hard to get attention, and which is good. You just keep going about your day. Even in a place like Manhattan or something, no one gives a fuck what you're doing. They're just trying to get to where they're going. Conversely, here, no one's going anywhere. No one's seen. I mean, you know, people do stuff, but it's a whole different vibe. It's a lot slower. There's a heat factor, but there's a lot of people that are just bored, right? And we know where boredom comes from, but whatever, we're not going to talk about that, you know? But they're just bored. So there's a lot of people just hanging out. Like, you see people standing around, like, they're waiting for someone. They're not waiting for someone. They're waiting for you. Yeah, they're just waiting for someone or something to stimulate them in a way, and put them on some kind of track, you know. This is more prevalent among males, I would say. Or it's actually probably, in my view, or my experience, almost 100% male. You know, it's not, the only women that would fall into that category are actually working. And I've noticed a lot of the old working girls have come back from before. Well, a few of them will come back from before the whole COVID thing. And I guess that's a good sign, you know, that things are getting really back to, because there are regulars, you know. I'm cool with them. I always say hi, you know. You get to know people that live here. It's not that big, but seeing them come back, it's like when I see the leaves of fall rolling, I know it's almost time for autumn. When I see the prostitutes of old walking the streets, I know things are going back to a good time. It's like that, though. But anyway, you know, people like they don't have a lot of stuff going on, I guess, and they're looking to be stimulated by outside things. So there's just a lot of people standing around just hanging out. And even if someone is doing something, they'll stop what they're fucking doing to have an interaction with you if the whim strikes them. Most cities you go out and you can expect not to be talked to. Like, even if you, you know, doing something courteous, holding a door, having some kind of exchange with someone that's, you know, in a store or something, you're gonna get ignored. Which kind of fits my personality more. I like that more. I like to just go into a store, get my things, say very few words, or go into wherever I'm going, do my business, and leave. But here it's completely opposite. There's an expectation that you're going to have an interaction with someone just going to the end of the street. And when I first moved here, I thought that was cool. I'm like, wow, everybody's so friendly here. But it's not that they're friendly. It's like they want to kind of, in my experience anyway, after 8 years of it, and I am analytical, if nothing, I found that a lot of people just want something. They want something from you. It sounds horrible, man, but it's true. Like, you know, I can't tell you how many people, like, you know, you start saying hi to someone one day, and then, like, you see them occasionally, hey, how you doing, man, just because you recognize them, and then it's like, oh, you know, could you give me $5 for the bus? It's like, what the fuck, really? Or they'll ask, just complete strangers, right, will ask to do something crazy. Like, I've been on the bus, be like, yo, can I borrow your phone? Like, just some guy I just don't know. That shit doesn't happen anywhere but here. And I'm like, no, I don't do that, man. Sorry. And, sometimes they're cool about it, but sometimes they get really bent out of shape about it. It's so bizarre. This was from over this past summer with my friend sitting in front of one of the many ABCs we have here, and smoking cigarettes. And younger guys come by, like, yo, can I have a cigarette? I'm like, no, it's the only one I have. He's like, oh, can I have a hit of that? This is a stranger, right? I'm like, no, man, that's gross. And he's like, why? There's nothing wrong with me. Well, you just give me a hit, man. Like, this is really happening, And it's like, no, man, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you talking about? And then they get upset, But what a weird, frame of mind to have. Like, I'm just going to ask this person to smoke his cigarettes. So what the fuck is that? Like, that's gross to begin with. And also, who does that? I'm kind of pinned down here. Sometimes I get pinned down. And then everything I'm talking about goes right out the window. That's what happened earlier. I was making a video. I was trying to do one about sleep, but when it's too busy out, it's really hard. I get rattled easy because I have all the systems in my head running at the same time to kind of look at who's coming, who's on the horizon, what's happening all around me. That's what's going on all the time. So it's like systems. It's just like how your body stops healing itself when it has to get rid of food. It's the same thing. I'm having two really intricate systems competing with each other for resources, and I only have so many. Yeah, people. So it's getting to there is it becomes when you're on the street, you just walk away from people, right? Keep walking. When they're in cars, it's man, they do the same thing. So it's like the other night, I'm coming home, going across the street. Car pulls up at stop sign. I still have the right of way. That's one thing about foot traffic here. It usually has the right of way over automobile traffic, which is nice and not nice at the same time for various reasons. But so car pulls up to the stop sign. I still have the time to go, and it's my move to go, but he's blocked the crosswalk. Okay, so what can happen here is I can walk in front of him and go into the street, which is what I'm not going to do, or I could stand there staring at him, and then we have a problem, or I picked go behind him. That was my move, because that way I don't impede him. I get to go where I'm going, no problem, right? Well, no, he didn't like this. His whole thing was, why are you going behind my car? Yo, what are you doing? What do you say to that? I didn't say anything, I just kept walking. How do you deal with the mind like that? And it's not rare. It's weird. There is some kind of low-level spell or enchantment on this area. I think my friend's right about that. Because it affects everybody. It's not just the tourists do dumb things. People that live here do dumb things too, and vice versa. It's weird, It's like everybody's under some kind of spell. You go into a store and you watch a dude stare at a Coke can for 20 minutes, like he's watching TV or something. It's fucking weird. I did a couple experiments a year ago trying to figure that out. At first, I thought the problem with people in stores wanting to be, you know what? I'm not getting into that whole thing right now. So anyway, this guy was upset I went behind this guy. So the move there, you don't want to go in front of him in the street. You obviously can't walk through him. You can't stand there and wait for him to go, because now he's not going to go because you're staring at him. Or not even staring at him, just waiting for the fucker to go. That's another big thing here. He's standing on the street, right? I want to go across there, but a car's coming, right? So I'll wait, walk over here and just wait. Instead of driving by, the car will slow down and he'll just look at you, or she. Usually it's a guy though. Guys, it seems to be a guy thing too. What are you doing there? Oh, I'm waiting for you to go so I can cross the street. This happens with foot traffic too. There's this, I was over by the mall, and there's a bus station there, and this Asian couple were coming onto this little walkway. There's only room enough for 2 people, and he's with his wife or his girlfriend. So I see this coming, and what I do is I stop at the front of the walkway, and I let them go instead of trying to jump on it and make an uncomfortable situation. I just waited. So as they're coming down the walkway, they start slowing down, and the guy's looking at me. He's like, "Can I help you?" What do you say? Like, what do you do? Like, your mind is just like, whoa. And I was like, no, I'm just waiting for you guys. Yeah, that's a normal move out here. Like, I'll step to the side to try to let people go through. If it's a family or a group of people together, I'll step aside. And most of the group will turn and look at me like, what is this guy doing? Is he doing something? What does he want? And then they slow their shit down, and it takes twice as long. What do you do? What do you do with things like that? Maybe this is just like all schizo shit, but I don't know. It's pretty. It's the standard. It's the standard default situation out here. So yeah, getting back to the guy with the car, the move would have been, okay, when you saw this going down, turn around, walk the other way. Just leave. Just leave the area from the most convenient way to do that. I mean, because there's going to be a problem, no matter what. You just happen to be unlucky. Well, not even unlucky. You could, 10 cars would do this. It's fucking weird, man. And, my wife was saying when they were walking her home from work, and there's the shadowers, too. Now, most likely these are people that don't know where they're going, because no one knows where they're going here, man, I'll tell you. Not just physically, that's a theme as well. But we're walking home, and they were getting shadowed by a couple cars where they just pull it, like, behind your shoulder, on whatever side of it, and they're going slow behind you. You'd get shot for that in some places. You really would. You don't shadow people. It freaks people out. It freaks me out. My wife's like, wow, that wouldn't fly in a lot of places. I don't know what it is. Like they'll just slow down. Because when they see people, they get excited because people are really into other people here, but not for good reasons. And they'll slow down, just look at you and look at a building, and they drive away. And hear another car coming, and when they get behind you hear them slowing down. I don't know what it is. You could say, yeah, you're always near a house that person's looking for. But I would say that's bullshit. It's just like it's a reaction people have to the stimuli of someone walking on the side of the street. They're just like, that's a person, and they're walking. And what they usually want to know is, where you're from. Like, oh, where you from? What are you doing here? What? I don't even mean Hawaii. I mean, like, just whatever street you are. It's just a series of inane questions, usually the same ones. And that makes me, make me think of the script. And who's real, who's not, who's just an organic script runner. But, yeah. If you ever want attention, and I get it, I know I usually dress really weird too, and I wear makeup and stuff, and aging, geriatric, goth punk aesthetic. I can't go too crazy here though, because I gotta wear shorts and tank top every day. It's fucking hot. It's Hawaii, So you're very limited in what you can do with your clothes. So, but I always try to have something that fits my style. I don't know, whatever. But it's not that, because even when I'm not doing that and more dressed down, it's the same thing. I don't know. It's weird. I'd like to. I wonder how many other people this happens to. I don't know how often I talked about it with people that live here, or friends of mine, but I'd be interested to know if you attract as much attention as I do. It's not fun. It's not fun. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all going to be fine. Don't blame the teacher. Don't blame the school.